Hello.
Hello,
How are you doing?
I'm Jessica. How are you?
I know. I'm a Beast Boy, but I guess I'm on Industry Exposed channel.
Yes, I've just recently found you. Someone sent me a link anonymously. They sent it to me, and I think I started looking a couple of days ago, in particular at your content relating to Will.
He's nasty. Have y'all had like a back and forth for history?
So, first of all, I just have to say, I'll try to be like very casual about this, but your content and the things that you have, especially the interviews you had with the lady with the accent, were really eye opening. So I'm sure there are some people who are part of like the community I'm in that do know about these things. I personally did not know. So a lot of it was very eye opening. But um, yeah, so I don't know what you know, but I'll be happy to share with you. So we live in Massachusetts, and there was a murder of a Boston police officer. His name was John O'Keefe, and he was murdered. Um, and his girlfriend was accused of killing him. And it was a pretty big story here. And then it, kind of nationally after the first trial, which was a hung jury. And then there was a second trial where she was acquitted. And several of us met through that trial. I live in Massachusetts. I was an independent journalist covering both trials. And I met Will through the community that was built up around this story and this trial. And Will was one of those people.
Okay. And he reached out to you to connect?
I can't remember how it started. Yeah, I can't remember how it started. At the time, I did not have a YouTube channel. I was just a reporter. So I worked for a small little company for the first trial. And then during the second trial, I was independent. So I covered it on my own. And there were a bunch of content creators that were all surrounding the Karen Reed trial. And they all did YouTube streams. They all did their own shows. They all did commentary. And I was invited as a guest on several channels because I was inside the courtroom. So a lot of the YouTube creators, obviously weren't. So I would go on and give my commentary about what I observed. And I'm not even sure if I ever was on Will's show. I don't think I was, perhaps one time. But I knew of him through the community. He was very popular. A lot of people watched his shows, and he was very much invested in the Karen Reed trial, as well as a sub story, which it relates to Turtle Boy and his charges that were connected to that. So there is this kind of community. It's surrounding the Karen Reed, free Turtle Boy community. And the Glare has been a part of that, at least for the past couple of years. I don't really know the history, but for the past, 2 years or two and a half years, he's been around and he's been a part of it.
He's been on both sides or one of their sides?
That's a great question. I think he's always been on the side that Karen Reed was innocent, which is coincidentally the side I'm on and many people are on. But there was another side that she was responsible, which led to a lot of contentious interactions with people online. But yeah, my experience with Will has just been, it hasn't been a good one really from the start.
How did it start going bad, or what were the signs, and then what happened?
Well, essentially, to be honest with you, I have like sometimes just a gut feeling, and there's just something about Will that I really wasn't really into. I didn't find his content to be very interesting. It's a lot of words, but no real substance. And, as I learned who the content creators were in the community, I felt some of them were opportunists and were just, interjecting themselves into the right place at the right time to make money. I'm not sure it ever really felt authentic with him as far as being part, freeing Karen Reed. It looked more just like a job to him, which is fine. But my radar was up with him right from the beginning. But the first time that we ever had a negative interaction was last fall. And there was for Karen Reed, she had been recorded without her knowledge by Turtle Boy. Do you know who that is by any chance? Do you know who Turtle Boy is, or Aidan Carney?
I know of him, but don't fully know who he is.
So he's a blogger turned independent journalist who helped expose the corruption in the district where Karen Reed was being tried for murder. And then he himself became a victim of police corruption and is facing his own charges. And he'll be on trial for that at the end of the year. He recorded Karen Reed without her knowledge for his own personal historical preservation or what have you. And he played that recording for myself, to me, and then to several other content creators, including Will. And shortly after that happened, the ex-girlfriend of Carney took the recording and shared it publicly and exposed that he had recorded her, which caused a tremendous divide between he and Karen Reed. And everybody denied that they heard the recording. Everybody denied that it didn't exist. But when I uncovered that the recording had been either leaked or stolen and was being made public, and that someone knew I had heard it, I very early on admitted that I had heard the recording. I wasn't willing to hide that. I wanted it known. I understood it to be a felony. I was concerned for legal ramifications or being adjacent to it. I admitted to it. And I admitted that Will was one of the individuals who had also heard the recording, and he got very angry. And that was his first real public statements against me. Put out some posts on social media saying, that I was a liar, and that, I was a fraud or whatever.
Wow. Because you told the truth?
I did tell the truth subsequently, and it's taken months and months, but eventually it was very open that the recording did exist and that it had been played for me. Another person who felt very pressured to lie about that for whatever her reason has also admitted that she heard the recording. And I've always known that Will heard it. The person who played it for me told me he played it for Will. I had no reason to not believe him. And Will wanted to lie. And I believe to this day, when he's asked about it, he says he doesn't care. Says, I don't give a fuck about it. But he had no problem, trying to discredit me months ago when I was telling the truth. And, I didn't think it was inconsequential. It's kind of a big deal. Somebody wiretapped somebody. It's illegal in Massachusetts. And it happened to be two high profile people. Turtle Boy and Karen Reed are high profile. And I really thought that there was a lot on the line. And, my husband was like, stay out of it. Don't lie. I didn't ask for the recording to be played for me. It came up in a conversation after I heard it. I was asked to deny it. And, it was a really messy situation at the time. I was very nervous about it. I just was not going to lie about it. And Will really didn't like that I admitted to it and that I said that he had heard it. So that's when it really started between Will and I. And then most recently, he got involved in another situation with a content creator here. And he has he is all in on hating me, dragging me, encouraging people to, unfollow and unsub to me. He is doing petty streams on me, inviting other content creators to come on and disparage me. It's been a rough couple of weeks.
All because you just told the truth and didn't do any lying for anyone. Was Turtle Boy upset with you as well?
That's a little bit more complicated. We've never spoken personally about the audio or what's, gone on. I think that audio in particular caused a lot of problems amongst content creators, caused a lot of friction, caused a lot of people to do things they didn't want to do. I'm not really sure why. It really never even needed to happen. And I don't think we ever needed to hear it. There was nothing damning in the audio. It was, just someone really angry with someone else. And unfortunately, it happened. And I think that people who were close to Turtle Boy at the time got wrapped up into it. And we were trying to help him and see the good in it. And, looking back on it, it doesn't feel right because it wasn't right. And, Will doesn't seem to have a problem with it. Will doesn't seem to have, any type of care about the whole situation. And he certainly, continues to double down that, he wasn't involved or didn't listen to it or whatever. And then to disparage me for admitting that I did.
That's insane. Because I was going to ask then, if he's claiming that, what's his problem with you? And why keep it going and keep going after you and try to encourage other people to go after you?
Well, we kind of had a reprieve for a while where there was no, so when this happened last fall and he kind of went at me online, I did not give it any oxygen. I ignored it. I didn't counterpoint it. I saw it. I recognized it. He dragged me on some posts. The comment sections were pretty nasty towards me. But I didn't acknowledge it, and I didn't ask anybody else to acknowledge it. So it just existed and it really got no traction. And so we existed in this space or in this community because right around that time, I had just started my own channel. And that wasn't the reason why I didn't acknowledge it, but I just felt like if Will wants to say what Will wants to say, he can say it. I didn't need to make it into a big deal. I just existed in my space where, silently I did not like Will, and I believe silently Will did not like me. And we just continued to move forward in peace. And we recently, had a situation occur where, it's complicated, but in the shortest version of it, a girl that I have met through the internet had an online relationship with another content creator. And she, crashed out over it, and she was getting dragged, and, a lot of people were making fun of her and calling her crazy. And I knew the story to be a little different. And I spoke up for her when nobody would, because I think she is a good person. She's made some really bad decisions and says some things that have consequences. But fundamentally, I think she's a good person and was very misunderstood. And so I went to bat for her and said I believed her. And then, partook in some online jokes about the content creator she had the relationship with. That individual, I believe, in a desperate attempt to downplay his relationship with her, which involved sexting and, dominating her in conversations and lots of things like that. And I think because he was embarrassed, in my opinion, he really tried to downplay it and really overreacted to my comments about it, demanded that I make an apology to him. And I chose not to. The Glairer and Turtle Boy were both of the opinion that I should have apologized and not had said those things. And I just disagreed. I wanted to be able to say and do what I want. And subsequently, this led to a stream that Will was going to do. I originally thought it was about Turtle Boy, but apparently it was a petty stream about me. Turtle Boy jumped in. And they shit all over me. They said some terrible things. They allowed other content creators, or Will did. It was Will's show. He allowed other content creators to come in. They all said, terrible things about me and started a pile on that had already started, really. And I think by platforming Turtle Boy in that conversation, it really kind of reignited the, hate that I was getting from a smaller group to a much larger group. And now I believe most people have, in some extent, moved on, but Will has ramped it up. He is going off. He is now moving towards, body shaming, fat shaming, going all in, multiple posts a day about me, multiple streams about me. And he seems just extremely hell bent on, either disarming my channel or, I don't actually know what his intent is, but he's all in on it. So currently, I think people in the community are seeing that. And someone sent me your channel anonymously in an email. And then I started clicking on it, and I shared that I started watching some of your older things in regards to him. I really just didn't know anything about his history. I knew nothing about his personal life, nothing about these experiences with these other channels. It's really eye-opening because I'm feeling like his behavior is really extraordinary. It goes far beyond, I think, just one creator not liking another creator. I think it's far worse than that on his end. And, he has a following that he can influence, and seeing what happened back when you were exposing this is giving me a little context to what I'm dealing with.
Yeah, he has like the same strategies and tactics, right?
A lot of the similar tactics, correct.
This is disgusting. But that's definitely the nasty glitter.
I think too, another thing is because we don't know a lot of now, I'm sure like in the chat, there are some people that are followers of mine. I kind of overshare a lot. So I put a lot of my life out on the internet. I talk about my family, my husband, my home. I talk about it all the time. And so with Will, I think we don't know as much about him. And for me to hear the history about his family, his children, his wife, these alleged rape charges, I am just curious, like, what are we dealing with here? What kind of a character does this person have? It is really far beyond like some, I think everybody has a story. Everybody could have things that are misconstrued. And if you don't know the whole story, maybe that's one thing. But how does this, someone was telling me today he has so many DUIs, that's why he doesn't have a driver's license. Is that true?
I've heard something similar to that, but I'm not sure if it's 100% true. But I've heard that as well.
Can I ask you a question? Do you mind?
No, ask me anything.
What is your, I'm listening and I'm popping in and I'm hearing pieces. What did he do to you?
When I disagreed with the Michael Long situation and pretty much confronted him about it, he started getting a disgusting attitude and then went on a campaign to try to like take me down because I disagreed with him and his team of people. During this campaign, he doxed me randomly. He got my doxing information from another creator named Save Robbie.
Right.
That they were like really close, but he took that, found an old mugshot from when I got attacked at a store.
Yeah.
If you look into the full thing, I won. I beat the whole case. There was footage of these guys attacking me, and because I defended myself really well, once the police came there, they tried to make it seem like I was the one going crazy.
Right.
But he posted that and tried to make it seem as if I was arrested for some kind of crazy, disgusting crime. Once he got confronted on it, he changed his story to, well, I never said what he got arrested for.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you posting my mugshot? That's just weird as fuck.
Right.
He's sent my docs and personal information to every content creator who ever had an issue with me. So if you randomly get into a debate with me or you just say that you don't like me, you're going to get a message from him with all my personal information, including my family's address.
How long ago did this start? How long ago was this with you and him?
I want to say it's like maybe 2022.
Okay, that sounds about right. Just before he started over here with the Karen Reed stuff.
Yeah, it was before that. It was like me and him spoke or were on each other's panels shortly after he had the beef with Critical K.
Right.
The person was like buying his equipment and he was like pretty much her lapdog.
Right.
And he continued that process of like going to bigger creators and leeching off of them and then growing and doing whatever.
I mean, he's been successful at it. I mean, he's earning a living off of this.
Yeah, he is a professional social climber. That's something that I could never do, but that's something he does and has been doing for a long time. And I think when I called out one of his friends, who was a big grifter to me, like as far as I'm concerned, he does everything that this guy does. But I called him out publicly, and then he tried to go after me because of that. Like, oh, this guy's so nice. He's like a puppy. I'm like, a puppy? A grown ass man. But because of that, he tried to paint certain narratives, lie on me, dox my information, dox my picture, because I don't think my picture of my face was out at the time. He did a bunch of stuff like that and would send his friends to harass me as well.
What happened to Critical K?
What happened to her? I think she got banned.
Really?
Yeah, I believe her channel got banned.
Interesting.
If I'm not
So
mistaken, she was wilding out.
what,
Showed my mugshot as a minor. Facts.
I just found your channel. I don't know exactly what you do prior to this. Oh, we showed your mugshot as a minor. Huh.
Yeah, it was a long time ago when that incident happened.
Yeah. What made you start talking about Will again? Are you aware that there's been some sort of like attention going on with him right now or what made you start streaming about this today?
It was a combination of me having the time.
Yep.
Finally, because I have like a bunch of channels.
Okay.
This is like my second or third channel. I have a bigger channel where I talk about like streamers and drama things within the community and stuff like that.
What's the name of that one?
Internet Exposed.
Oh. Okay.
And then this one's Industry Exposed, where I'm more so just expose the industry, whether it's YouTubers and fakes or within the music or Hollywood, stuff like that. But
so what made you start talking about Will again?
A bunch of people contacted me and letting me know that he was still out here doing the same things. Like a lot of people will find my older videos that I still had up. Yeah. Like, yo, he's still doing the same thing. We need you. Yeah. Like, come over here and talk about him.
I kind of had a feeling that that's what was happening, that there was some sort of bat signal put out there for you because, again, I do feel like, well, I guess I mentioned this, right? I don't know if I mentioned it today or yesterday on my show. I said, there's a guy and I saw some videos and some people say, Will has addressed these things on his show. He has a way to talk around them. He has said, everything has an explanation. So it seems to me like I'm not really sure much of what you're saying has been quote unquote hidden from the current community. It is possible that, he has talked about it and just been able to give his side of it and nobody really sees or hears about the other side. And I'm not judging him. I mean, the guy isn't in prison, right? He's living his life. He's making a living. I don't know. Sure. No, I listen, you've got a history with him. I don't, I'm new to this. And so, I'm looking at him and going, okay, well, how bad can he really be? So
he's bad. He's disgusting. Like as far as when it comes to a lot of the things that I've even shown in the clips, I'm going to even show when me and him speak about it. He calls in and me and him go back and forth and I keep proving everything I'm saying because he's so stupid and drunk. He's admitting to it.
Right.
His excuse for why he put his hands on his son was he was tall. He was 6'2". I didn't know what else to do. He was tall. Like what?
Right.
You publicly just admitted to that? And
I saw that. He has
special needs?
I saw that.
He'll deny it. What he'll do is later on, he'll tell a part of the truth and make it seem like, come on, man, I already came out with this. I already, took accountability. Why are you bringing this up?
Do you think that he has been effective in hurting your YouTube career?
Nah. I wouldn't say that. I would say that the way he's went after me affected more so my family and like the safety of my loved ones and stuff along those lines. As far as YouTube career, I don't think he has that power to do that to me.
Do you think I have anything to be worried about?
Nah, especially not now that I'm back on the scene. I don't think so. I think he's going to be worried. I think he's going to see this and start shitting bricks. He's going to be terrified.
I don't know if I explained it and it's your channel, so I don't want to tell the story here, but I really didn't drag Will into this. The history and the lore surrounding the recording from last fall. Like I said, we were able to exist in this space where I think we just didn't like each other. I think he came on one of my streams that Aiden was on, right, to contribute to the conversation at the time about something relating to Turtle Boy. I didn't really have an issue with him. I actually think on that show I said, I forgive you for what you did or whatever, because he was posting about me. But again, if you don't give it any attention, it didn't get any traction. I think again, to me, it's crazy that we existed in this space. We were just plugging along. I'm not in competition with him. Like, I don't take views from him. I don't go live when he's live. He does a lot of the stuff that I don't do. He goes over court hearings and stuff like that. I don't do that. And for him to just kind of interject himself into me making statements about another content creator who, I guess maybe he considers a friend. I guess it's just crazy to me that I just gave some joking statements about a small content creator in Denmark. And this has turned into a massive online firestorm.
His ego is so crazy that how dare you slight him?
Right.
You're going to say something about me and it not be.
But I didn't even say anything about him. I said something about another content creator, and he came to his defense. And I was like, why are you coming? Like, why can't I just have my feelings about this person? Why can't I give my opinion? Like, what's the
connection with them? That he holds those like very tight.
Right.
Because that's how he holds his career together, is these fake connections with people.
Right.
Like, even people saying in the chat, like, I showed the clips with Michael Long. I think that's what you're referencing, Chris. Also,
so what's the story about Michael Long? Can you explain that to me? I know you were talking about it, but I've been in and out, so I missed it.
Well, with Michael Long, you know about Sophie Long, right?
I do. Yes.
After that came out, Michael Long was pretty much campaigning online, like very aggressively, speaking to certain content creators so they could start pushing his narrative and his side.
Oh.
And it became very messy.
Oh.
And I was like maybe the only channel that was saying, nah, I'm not doing that. I don't want to talk to him. I specifically told the Glibber, I think this is what really started me and his beef. I said, I repeat, do not put him on a call with me. If you have me come on live stream and he's about to come on, let me know and I'll leave.
Right.
I don't want to talk to him. Like, I just don't think that is necessary, especially if I'm going to talk about the case later on after there's more time and research. I feel like it would be a conflict of interest for me to even speak to him right now.
Right.
And the Glibber was like, yeah, okay, no problem. I got you.
Right.
And 10 minutes later, he puts Michael Long on the call with me.
Oh.
So when I'm just like, what the hell? Like, and then in the beginning, I'm asking him questions. Okay, since you want to do this.
Did he ultimately go to jail for that?
I don't believe so.
No,
I don't think so. I know he had like a downfall from every content creator that backed him.
No, Michael Long. Oh, Michael Long. He didn't go to jail, you don't think?
No, I don't believe so. If he did, I don't know.
Okay.
He didn't around the time, but he had a downfall of every creator that was pushing him and using him to build a following. They all turned on him, started doing exposed videos and said that he was lying.
Right.
Like how I said that he might not be telling the truth.
Right.
But that became like a big thing. I don't know if he got arrested after that, though. Most of the drama that people was talking about was him cheating and doing stuff like that.
Right.
Like Annie from Sin to Life pressing him about, wasn't you at the club with the cowboy hat? I'm like, what the hell are we talking about right now? This all started from Sophie.
In that Sophie case or that community, are there people that were a part of that community that still speak to Will, or is he no longer a part of that group? Is he completely detached from the content creators that he was collaborating with back then?
I would say no, he still is, because Annie from 10 to Life.
Okay.
If you have like a following, he's going to stay connected.
Right.
Or if you're useful to him, like if you do his bidding, if you go out and attack people, he'll stay connected, unless maybe there might be like a little conflict or whatever in between his crew. But majority of the people that have a following, he will stay connected.
So he's always connected to someone with a larger following than him?
Yes, without a doubt.
So Aiden is that new person for him, I guess.
Until once he has enough of a following, he feels like he doesn't need them, then he'll start a beef with them, and then he'll find another creator with a bigger following he can latch onto.
Yeah.
The cycle continuously goes.
I mean, in an odd way, it's comforting to hear your story. I know that doesn't feel good for you, you know what I mean? But for me, to be catching, all of this heat from him, The best solution for me is to just stay off of Twitter and just focus on myself and my brand and my show or whatever, and, get through it. But, it is a little comforting to know, like, it's not exclusive to me. I'm not the first person it's kind of happened to. And then also just learning a little bit more about his personality through court documents and things. I know that you had a stream where you dropped some clips with pictures and court documents. I'd like to see more of that just to know who I'm dealing with. I'm not saying I want them to do my own stream on. I wouldn't do that. I would just watch yours. But I don't know if you have plans to kind of re-bring those things out again, because I would like to watch.
I'm going to do my best to bring all the history out. When it comes to the documents, Callie is the person that had all of those files.
Okay.
And I don't know if you're going to be able to get in contact with her. Him and his flunkies harassed her so much that she deleted her account.
Really?
So I don't know if anyone who's listening knows Callie. Should I tell her to send me the files again? She sent it to me one time and I looked at it on live stream. I got to see if I can find that. But she's the one that had all the stuff. She went and spoke to his ex-girlfriends, and
I did. That's the one I saw. That's the stream that someone sent me. It was your stream where she was talking about, she connected with one of the, or several of the alleged victims of his. And I guess, one girl went to the police. She talked about having been intoxicated, that she didn't remember consenting, and that, it didn't meet the threshold for, RAPE just because of, some of the circumstances, you know what I mean? Like there wasn't a clear line whether it was consensual or not. And then I also heard her tell me, or tell the audience, a story about how she spoke with another alleged girlfriend who claimed that, every time he drank, allegedly it became violent and there was a pressure to have sex with him. And that was
walls. Is that the same one?
Yes. Yeah, that's the one I heard. Yeah.
He was punching walls and shit. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I remember because she had it on a Discord. And when I went in there, I looked through it just to see if there was a real, I guess you could say, what do you call it? Paperwork from the police.
Yeah.
And there was, someone really went to the cops, let them know all this information and tried to get a restraining order and all those things.
Yeah.
So this is real. Even from his mouth, when he came on to speak to her, she said there was 6 and he goes, no, only 1.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, only I heard that. Just 1, as if that's not that big of a deal.
He does that for all the things that come out about him. He will admit a small piece of it and be like, no, it was only this.
Yeah. I just don't understand what I'm dealing with right now. It seems very aggressive, shit posting, streaming, and attacking me. That to me, I guess I could do the same. I can tell you right now, I don't feel any compelling reason to do that. I'm just not. I'm not doing it. And I'm not saying. I was going to say lowering myself to it, because I do believe what you're doing is kind of important. I think some people don't know the stories, and I think we should hear all the information, I guess, to make our own decision. I'm just trying to protect myself here. I don't know if I have to worry. I don't know what he's capable of. This is my living. I provide for my family with it. I didn't attack him. He's now attacking me, which is just crazy. It's unprovoked, really. And it's hard.
Seems like it's to protect his relationships,
I guess.
Is this connected with I see a lot of people in the chat keep telling me it is about Baker.
Yeah, it's a streamer called The Broken Baker. He's based in Denmark. And that was the story that I didn't want to delve too into. But he also started covering the Karen Reed trial. So, his thing was, going over, court documents and trial coverage. And he has a moderate following from it. People really like it. And so he had a following. And again, there was just a girl that is part of the community. It's not even just a girl that's part of the community. It's a girl by the name of Jessica Walsh, who is a big supporter of the community. I had her on my show the other night, and I asked her, I think, a question everybody wanted to know, but how much money, in the past year has she donated to content creators in the Free Karen Reed, Free Turtle Boy movement? and it was somewhere between $11,000 and $13,000. I mean, she is a big supporter. You know, she really believes in everybody's channels. She wants to support them. It's how she likes to spend her money. It's also like, you know, she's single and has no children, and this brings her comfort. It makes her happy. So she wasn't just like a nobody, you know what I mean? She was really kind of like a person in the chat, always supporting, giving out memberships, which she thought is very valuable. And she ended up having an online relationship with this content creator. And, you know, it started off as friendly, it turned sexual, and he cut her off, and he just didn't want to go forward with it anymore. She's claiming there wasn't really explanation. He was really forcing her out of chats. You know, he was telling other people to kind of get her out of chats in other places. And I guess for someone like her, you know, the internet is a big part of her life. You know, it is really her comfort place. It's her social arena. And, you know, there's definitely things that she did that I think were borderline. You know what I mean? She made fake profiles to contact him after he blocked her on YouTube. That's concerning. But his narrative about it was not authentic. You know, at one point he was saying that, you know, she sent him a box in the mail. It was unwanted. He didn't want it. It was after he blocked her, but he did a live stream opening it. Right. So how unwanted it could it have been if he live streamed himself opening it? Right. Like he could have just gotten rid of it or thrown it in the trash, but he did a whole live stream about it. And then, you know, the way that he described the relationship wasn't accurate. You know, he downplayed it as nothing much, but, you know, she said that he would text her that he loved her, you know, so I think he wasn't being honest. And I believed her, you know, as opposed to everybody who believed him. He's got a platform, people like him. And he just, in her opinion, wasn't exactly what, you know, he purported himself to be. Will is friendly with this guy, and he defended him, and that's fine, but it's just turned into something way bigger it's way bigger. They accused me of, they were at a social event that Will was at, and Baker, he came over for this event in Tennessee, and somebody called in that there was a person there with a gun. And then one of the people associated with Will and the Baker accused me of being the person who tried to swat the event. Right. So it's it's nuts. Really, honestly, what's happened over the past 3 weeks is just like incredulous. And again, I do feel it's kind of died down a little bit. Like there's residual chirping from me about the Baker. There's residual chirping about me from the Baker, but Will has just taken this to a whole new level. I mean, someone just sent me a screenshot that he like is out to dinner. He took a picture of himself and was like, you know, Jess Machado financed this because he's doing streams and he's making money off of doing streams about me. It's crazy how he's going all in on it.
Damn.
Yes, he went to the Red Lobster. So, and it looks like he's eating by himself. So I don't know if that's the flex that he thinks it is, but like, going out to the Red, he took, I don't know. I got a picture from someone. It's a screenshot, and he's at the Red Lobster. He's taking the picture of himself with this like spread of frozen seafood. And he's like, this is all financed by Messy Jessie or something like that, or me, you know what I mean? And I'm like, wait, like you're out to dinner by yourself at a chain restaurant. Like, I guess, but you're welcome, I guess. So yeah, it's been messy.
And people are saying, oh, I'm seeing certain people say that the issue that they have with you is that they feel like you shouldn't have butted into it or gave an opinion. Yeah.
You know, I would definitely say that is a great perspective. I felt Jessica Walsh was really getting a lot of hate, and Jessica has done some very nice things for people that I know that have needed help. And it was coming off of this girl I've known for a while. She's a single mom. She's a domestic abuse survivor. She's pregnant. The baby daddy's in jail, and she needed to move like within 2 days. And I put the bat signal out for that because she's someone I've tried to help in the past. And Jessica Walsh found a team to move this woman. She doesn't know this girl, right? The only connection is me talking about it. She found a team to move this girl over 2 days. I had no idea she paid $1,000 out of pocket to move this lady. And I didn't see that as someone trying to flex their money. I saw that as someone trying to help someone in need. And I've just seen like, not glimmers of like a good person. I've seen more a good person with glimmers of bad. And I felt she needed somebody to advocate for her. You know what I mean? Like everybody was saying, yeah, everybody said she was lying about the relationship. Everybody said like he's a great guy and she's a crazy person. And I'm going, it's not really that cut and dry. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't exactly the way that he was saying it. And you know what? I really didn't think it would cause such an uproar. If I did, maybe I wouldn't have said it. But people got so mad. And by people, I mean the Broken Baker and Will. And I still stand by it. I still would do it again. She deserved at least one person out here, saying, it's not what you seem. And I don't care that it happened. I'm glad I did it.
They want no one to defend her, or?
Well, nobody was. I mean, she was really out there on her own. You know what I mean? And, I have a little bit of a platform, and I was like, okay, hold on a minute, everybody. Like, I'm not really sure, like, this is exactly what it seems like on the surface. Like the story that, she sent him things in the mail after he told her not to contact her, right? That was crazy. A lot of people hinged on that. They were like, so you told her not to reach out to you. You told her not to, contact you. And she still sent you things in Denmark, and they were like sex toys and things like that. And he's like, yes, absolutely. It was disgusting. I'm a victim. It's abuse. How can you support that? But when you pause and you start peeling it back and you start looking and taking the time, which I normally wouldn't do, but I felt like I needed to, it's not quite true. Like he gave her his address. She sent him a ton of stuff. And when he got it, he took pictures of it and sent it to her and said, thank you. And then he did a live stream about it. And it wasn't with anybody else's items. It was just a live stream with all the items she sent him. So if you don't like her, if you don't want things from her, if it's abuse, if it's harassment, why are you doing a live stream saying, thank you so much, and let me do a whole video about all the things you gave me? You know what I mean? Like it didn't make sense in my head. Like that's not behavior of someone who is feeling like the items that got sent in the mail were harassing or hurting him. It didn't feel right. So, and then on top of that, she shared with me messages between the two with them. So I saw something nobody else had seen, and he just wasn't telling the whole story. So I just wanted to stand up for her. That's it. That's all.
I don't sound crazy. I don't see.
Maybe I should have stayed out of it. I mean, I'm new to this. I've only had my channel since last September. Maybe there is some sort of like unwritten rule, like you can't really say, joke, or I don't know.
No, there ain't no rule about that. I don't think you did nothing wrong. That don't sound crazy at all. Like that don't sound
I joked about the sex toys. I joked about them.
And that's supposed to be like a bad thing?
I did. I said that he used them, that he said he threw them in the trash. And I said, there's no way. You definitely used those when you got them.
That's not a big deal.
It is a big deal. It is a losing 10% of my subs big deal. It's a big deal.
Crazy. Just because you said, man, you really use that. Stop playing. That's not that big of a deal.
It is. I mean, I don't know.
He really used it. Like maybe.
Listen, my take is based on his style of talking to her and the things that they discussed. It sounded. Sir, he did a video about one of the sex toys before he got it. Like he was totally fine with this particular. I mean, I don't want to slut up your show, but it was about a fleshlight and but listen, he was like, can you imagine? I got this. It was so, harassing, and I didn't want this, and I threw it in the trash. And then somebody found a video of him like the month or two before drawing a picture of a fleshlight and talking about it on his show. So where would anybody get the idea that a fleshlight would be welcome? Well, sir, you did a video about it 2 months earlier. You know what I mean? So I just think, I don't know. I just felt like it wasn't what it seemed. And I thought that Jessica deserved somebody to stand up for her, and I would do it again. It's obviously caught me off guard. how crazy and how volatile like YouTube can be, and like online X. I don't know if you're on X, but it's crazy over there. And so I just kind of got off of it, and I try to just stay off YouTube in general right now, unless I'm doing my own show. But Will has ramped things up significantly towards me, and I just, I don't know what I'm really dealing with. So the history of him and where he's come from has kind of been eye-opening.
Yeah, Will's disgusting. He's always been like that, and it seems like he's never learned his lesson in any way, shape, or form. He's a wild man. And there's way more than what I showed. There's a lot.
Yeah.
He been going crazy for quite some time.
You're gonna have to stream and stay connected so that we know, so that we can, let you tell your side and your story. I just think, Lord knows they're doing it enough for me. These people are dragging me every single solitary day. I turned on YouTube today on my laptop. I opened up my screen and there were 3 different streamers streaming with Jess Machado in the title and like some sort of AI generated thumbnail of me, like, and one scheduled for later in the day. It's been crazy. It's been crazy.
Is that serious? Over a joke?
Yes. Yes.
He making it seem like it was true.
I still believe it's true, but even if it wasn't, I still feel like I had the right to say it. But I mean, the guy's called me a racist. He's called me every name in the book. Like,
he called you a racist?
Called me a racist.
Why? Because you made a joke?
Because I'm a Republican.
Oh, that don't mean you racist.
It does to white Democrats.
Wait, these are other white people calling you racist.
Yes. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I know. That's rich coming from these guys. Yep. I think Will called me racist too. I'm like, what part of me is I have opinions about illegal immigration and immigrants coming to Massachusetts and the tax dollars being spent. Again, it's like, I'm a Republican, but I'm active like in my political party. I'm a part of some committees. I'm not part of the KKK. You know what I mean? Like I'm just a regular Republican in Massachusetts. That's it. And I think, like a lot of followers see like another side of this where it's, it's a male dominated genre out here. Not genre, that's not the word, but like it's a lot of men out here. And I'm one of the only women.
Is it?
Over here where we are? Kind of. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, the game switched.
Oh, really? It's usually, over here in Karen Reed, it's like in the Turtle Boy thing. I think it's like me and a girl by the name of Nurse Kim. And that's pretty much it, right? There's some real low-lying channels that are just kind of starting. But I don't think it's mostly men. It's mostly guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know that. It's crazy.
Yeah. And I'm pretty outspoken. And I mean, I'm doing well. Like I earn a living from it. I used to talk about that a lot. I still talk about it a lot because I'm really proud. I used to be a broke bitch. You know what I mean? Like there's a story out there where I told like I was getting my car repoed, you know what I mean? 1.5 years. Like I was really broke and I was really trying to like earn a living doing this and I didn't know how to do it. And, so, I'm very proud of my channel. I work hard at it. I work on my channel every day. I stream 5, sometimes 6, sometimes 7 days a week. I hustle really hard, and I also try to mix up my content. And I don't know if there's a jealousy factor there. If you talk to the women who follow me, they swear that there's a jealousy issue, that I'm a woman that comes out and can draw, views so quickly. My channel is new. And I know he's been working at it a long time. I don't know how much that really matters to him, but a lot of women feel like there's a jealousy thing. What's that?
I definitely think that's a thing for him, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I guess, affect his ego, right? If you're doing it better than him too as well, and if you talk about similar topics, I could definitely see him being frustrated with that and trying to sick the dogs on you. It didn't matter if you made a joke or not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely, I'm definitely better than him. His content is it's very even hard to listen to. I don't even understand how people listen to him. It's a lot of words and no real anything. But I existed in this space and never said a bad word about him. You know what I mean? Listen, I can run my mouth like everybody else. I take jabs at people that, are in this community that are either, turning against people. Basically the baseline here was like, if you're against Turtle Boy, right, you're on the downside of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and there are people that were part of the Karen Reed Turtle Boy movement that have gone to the other side. Those people are always definitely going to catch strays from me, especially for content if I'm doing a skit or something like that. And I definitely have, run my mouth about people who I think, are part of the community that people like or don't like. I don't really know. There are just some people that I always felt like you don't touch, right? Aiden is one, Will was one. This has turned into something, I don't even know what it is, to be honest with you. I don't know how I got here. I don't know how I got here.
Game.
Yeah, I guess.
With envy and all that stuff, like 100% where you at with it was where I was at with it when I first started YouTube. I didn't understand why people would act this way and go crazy. Right. It was envy. They were just envious of me. The fact that I was growing fast, that I was doing a better job. Yeah. And they did anything that they could to try to take me down.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't look at people like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's the opposite. Like, I didn't know how to use StreamYard. I didn't know how to use YouTube. I didn't know what I was doing. And I went into it pretty blind, with the exception of like one guy who helped me out and gave me some ideas. And once I figured it out, I ran a class. I like put it out to my followers. I was like, I picked 25, 28 people, and I did 2, Zoom calls to teach them how to use StreamYard and how to use YouTube. I want other people to start channels, and some of them have. Like, the more people, the better. And I want to help them so they can maybe go faster than what I did, because it took me a while to figure it out. But like, in my opinion, that's why I do things differently. I'm unique. There's enough of people out there for everybody. I don't view people as competition. Will's not my competition. Like, my competition's me. I say it all the time. I compete against myself. Like, what did I do last week? And I need to be better than that this week. I don't look at Will and go, let me look at what Will did and what worked and where he got comments. Like, it's actually the opposite. I never watch content creators, right? I just don't. I don't have the time. And I don't want any influence. I've also never had them as guests on my shows. Unless there was like a topic, but only a couple of times. And I also don't stream their shows and give commentary on them. I know that's a thing for Will, but I think that's cheap content, right? It's like work. He's working so easy for money. I don't understand how people do that. I would much rather sit and come up with my own ideas or even my own topics and then give my own comments on them than just watch somebody else's stream and give commentary on it. It's so lazy.
What I do is both, right? Like, I have my edited, like, documentary style content, and then when I have extra time, I'll jump on a live stream.
So I essentially just shit all over you, is what you're saying.
Nah, because that's like the difference between me and Will is, has Will done a documentary in his life?
No, I don't.
Multiple documentaries that newspapers that have contacted me about. I've broke stories.
That's so interesting. Send that stuff to me. I want to read it.
I got you.
Yeah.
It's like a few streamers and stuff. Like on my other channel, I've exposed and was like the first one calling certain people out, and then they get arrested. And then the newspaper will call me and be like, yo, we seen your documentary. Like, can you talk about it?
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, that one guy.
I started off. Go ahead. What's his name?
I think Smooth Sanchez is his name. He's in jail right now. That's probably why you don't know him. Like, I started calling him out. And then finally, I guess cops found out what he was doing. He was like threatening females in the streets of New York and then doing like threats with certain weapons and stuff.
Really?
On live. But
we have an Anthony Sanchez in our community, equally as scary.
That's crazy. Yeah. He said BX has made the news with his name on the sign. That's facts.
Really?
Yeah, with a crazy ass Molly Go Lightly.
What's that?
Oh, wow. Damn. That's crazy. That? She pretty much does what Will does.
Okay.
But
Bill?
she used to be kind of big. Nah, I think her channel got deleted.
My God, all of these resulting in channels getting deleted make me so nervous.
Nah, not you shouldn't be nervous. People like Will should be. Like the ones that's gonna be doing the extreme stuff and eventually get pulled into certain things.
Yeah.
That's the end of the road for you, is what happened to Molly Golightly. And she was getting big. She was on TV and everything. And I called her out, interviewed her, and she went from hating me to loving me. So she was like, yo, you're fucking hilarious. I think you're amazing. I love when you call me out. And then while she's doing these weird protests and she goes to like, I forgot, what was the name of that family, Chris? But something happened to I think their daughter was missing. She went to the family and like had a sign on their fucking lawn saying, yeah, we gonna get y'all up out of here. And all the names on this sign, stand with me. BX Beast Boy, this guy.
Oh, really? That's cool.
No, it's not. That was insane.
What do you mean? That's cool.
I disagreed with that shit. I chewed her ear out. Like, what is wrong with you? She was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I was just so excited that me and you were on good terms. I put your name on it. I'm like, no. I'm not trying to protest on someone's lawn.
Oh, someone in the chat is saying it's the Gabby Petito, the Landry family.
Yeah, she went to the Landry family and put my name on a sign in front of their house like a mad woman.
I think, well, so I started off as an independent journalist and reporter. I also have broken a couple of stories that were picked up nationally. I really do love it. But I talk all the time about how there just isn't any money in it. You know what I mean? Like nobody wants to subscribe. And if they do, and I do have some subscribers to my Substack, like it's a little bit of money, but it wasn't nearly as lucrative as YouTube is. So, I wanted to be able to start a channel and kind of figure out if I could get followers and monetize and then make enough money so I could go back to the reporting. The problem is once I started doing this, I really love it. You know what I mean? And I kind of prefer to be on YouTube. I used to be on the radio, so it's a lot like that. I don't write as much because it's time consuming. One story would take me weeks of work, like I'm sure you're digging, you're following leads, public records requests, actually showing up at places and watching things. I mean, it's almost like there's nothing to show for, 80 hours worth of work until you get that. And then was that even yielding any money? Usually not enough. You know what I mean? A couple $100 a week, just not enough to pay the bills. So it sucks, and listen, if I could get a job working again, and have my reporting financed, I'd probably go to that because I feel like it makes a difference. You know what I mean? Especially when you're trying to expose corruption or, criminals that are really fucking with people's lives. That's rewarding. But in the meantime, in the absence of that, YouTube is wonderful. And for the most part, I love it. I have a really great group of followers. They're awesome. They're wonderful bunnies. I love them so much. And they really have made me, enjoy it. It's just this outside shit. And people like Will are I just don't know if he's like a good person. That's what I'm getting. I can be a bitch, but I still feel like sometimes you can see that I have like good character. You know what I mean? Like I can't see anything in Will that shows me that he has like any redeeming qualities here at all.
Nah, he's so himself. He's someone who, even though he won't say that he's seeing everything as a competition, that's what he does.
Yeah.
This is all just a game to him. And that way he could just social climb and build his audience and money and lifestyle.
Oh, he's at a height of it right now. I mean, he's really beloved in this community.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, people love him.
So he's accomplished his goals of doing that bull crap.
Yeah, he earns a big living off of it. I mean, he does very well. He just moved. He upgraded his living arrangement. I love that, though. I mean, listen, anybody who can make a living off of this, by default, enjoy. I'm happy for them. Like, that really just makes it good for all of us. You know what I mean? To know that there's a path for it, that YouTube pays enough. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's just, I don't know what we're dealing with. You're right. You are 100% right. It made me think. It made me think about that. This whole thing has made me realize there are times when I engage in content that seems like it's funny. It's never deliberate. It's never like I'm going to start a show and I'm going to shit all over a person, right? I always feel like I have to really evaluate that part of what I do because I just don't know, doesn't feel right. And if I'm in the same category as people like Will, I don't want to be there.
No, I get it. I don't think that you're nowhere near the same category as Will, right?
Wow.
That's even what I was saying when we was talking about, like, I guess formats. Even I'm not in that same category,
right.
Even though I'm doing this because this is like extra time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'm doing my videos pretty much late night into early morning recording and getting things edited. This is.
Are you in the East Coast time? Are you East Coast time?
East Coast.
Okay. Yeah.
So like I'll stay up all night, work on videos for my main channel and whatever channel, my edited content. Yep. And then if I have time, I'll just jump on live stream and hang out, talk about things.
Yeah.
He just do the live streams and talk about stuff without any effort. In fact, his mods actually script and do everything for him.
Really?
So like it's a different category. Yeah, 100%. That's gotten exposed a bunch of times.
What do you mean?
He doxed somebody by accident once, and his moderator had to call in and go, "Yo, Will, that's not the version that we sent you to read for the live stream. We gave you the bullet points and everything. You're reading the one that's only for us." And he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Pretty much the mod came on and admitted that his whole live stream setup, this his mods do. They script it out. He just reads it like a fucking ventriloquist dummy.
That's crazy. What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And he smashes his mods too. Yeah. He has relations with his mods.
Really?
And they fall out. And yep, I remember that. And she exposed him like, "Why you called me with your shirt off last night, Will?"
I have a really like crazy thing with mods. I had a lady that approached me. I didn't know her, and she asked to be my mod in exchange for like compensation. Like she wanted me to be my mod so she could get exposure to her channel, and she offered me like her Marriott points because I was going away, and I was like, no. But I ultimately let her do it, and it backfired on me. So I only have like family friends be mods for my channel because my experience is bad. I can't imagine like having sexual relationships with my mods. I can see how that could get sticky.
Yeah, no, that's insane. But with him and his drunk ass, I don't even know. Does he still drink and go crazy like he used to?
I do not know. It's very bad. And I know anybody who's listening, like who's a follower of mine, ignorance is bliss. And I am glad I don't know, but it is a definite disadvantage that I don't know anything about these people. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know if he drinks. I don't know if I just don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, he used to be
the chat would know.
Drunk.
He used to be a mean drunk. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember one time he was talking to me, yelling at me and all that, and I was calling him a drunk, and he's like, "I'm not a drunk," and you could hear the beer can open in the background. I'm like, "What's that then, Will?" He goes, "Coffee." I'm like, "Coffee in a can? You just opened up a can and it had coffee in it? I don't think you had coffee in a can, Will."
Right.
That was beer.
I mean, listen, I guess. Well, I have an issue with DUIs. I have 3 kids. They all drive. My youngest is just getting her license. And I just have a paranoia about drunk drivers. And to any of my followers, I apologize. And yours, I apologize. I just am really critical of people who choose to drink and drive. And if Will doesn't have a license because of repeated DUIs, that's crazy for me. And it lowers him on even lower than where he was before.
Yeah, I think that might be true. I'm not sure. That's the one thing I haven't been able to like fully confirm.
Right.
The other things, he'll come out and just blatantly say it. He's probably slipped up and said that.
I don't know. I don't know. How do you like? How do you want your name? What should I call you again?
You can either call me my channel name or just Beast Boy.
Beast Boy is fine. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to run. It's time for me to cook dinner for my husband. He's back from his guitar lesson. But listen, I like, very honestly, number one, thanks for inviting me on. I didn't plan on doing it, but I do want to say, you know, as long as what you put out is truth, I'm interested in consuming it. You know what I mean? I think, you know, I'm currently in a situation where I'm dealing with a lot from him right now, and I'm interested in learning more about him so I know how to deal with him. I do think the best solution is to ignore him. And I have been doing that. And I just don't know, you know, what you're doing will make me understand how long I can expect him to be doing this. What's his end game? What's the goal? You know what I mean? I just feel like the more information I have, the better. And so if and when you put anything out, you know, I subscribed, I gave some memberships. I ended up getting one myself. So, you know, any content that you do, I'm interested in it. And I'm going to check out your other channel as well.
Thank you.
I appreciate you very much. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for calling in too as well and breaking a bunch of things down to me.
Yeah, of course, you got it. I'm going to throw my phone number, my work number in the chat, and you can feel free to text it and stay in touch with me that way. It's my business line, so feel free.
Gotcha.
All right, and to all my besties and bunnies in the chat, please give him a sub. He's doing some good work for us here.
Thanks,
all right, thanks, Beef Boy.
Thank you. I appreciate the heck out of you.
You got it. Thank you.